This has been one of my favorite 360 cameras I've ever used. Hands down. All right, welcome back everyone. I want to talk today about the DJI Osmo 360. I'm gonna mess that up the entire time because that's all I've been doing since this camera's come out. It's the newest action cam / 360 camera from DJI. Basically, this takes, essentially the way I'm looking at it is it's taking two Osmo Action 5s, popping them together and giving you a 360 camera out of it. You're getting beautiful 8K 50 HDR 10-bit footage out of this camera. So it intercuts really nicely with a lot of the other DJI stuff that also shoots in that 10-bit D-Log. So I have like the Osmo Pocket and the Osmo Action 4 that I have all shoot that same color science. So it looks very uniform and it doesn't look so much like an action cam or a 360 cam, and just allows you to get a consistent look among those three. I've had action cam since the GoPro Hero 3 Black, and that was like my first step in it. That camera was terrible. But because I got into that GoPro ecosystem, when GoPro announced the GoPro Max, that was their first 360 camera, and that was something that I never really got into because of the workflow of the 360, or of the Max. So on that camera, it recorded both sensors simultaneously, but they were separate files. So you had two SD cards, two sensors, essentially two cameras in one body. You would take that and then you would have to stitch together in post, and that workflow took forever. And at the time, it just wasn't enough for me to really get into it. I used it on a couple of projects for more behind the scenes stuff, but it never really got me what I was after. So it kind of got sat in the back burner a little bit, and then the Insta360 cameras came out, and around the time the Insta360 X2, that's when I dove into those because I saw that, again, same thing now. It took that two sensor, two camera, two SD card issue that I had and stitched it in camera for me. So I didn't have to do that workflow. So all I had to do post was reframe, which was an amazing leap for that. That is still the camera I use today on my Greasy Gripes videos, and anything that I've used up until this point, I've used the Insta360 X2. So with the Osmo 360, it's got two 1-inch square sensors, and with recording 360 footage, you lose a lot when you use a rectangular sensor. So you lose a lot of that sensor because it's recording in a format that's essentially square. When you have an actual square format, it allows you to use the full range of that sensor. So when you're actually shooting with this camera is 8K, which is 4K per sensor, you are getting the full sensor on there and not a square portion of a rectangular sensor. So there's no cropping essentially on the sensor, which is so nice because it's such a better image quality. You also get HDR, you get 10-bit, you get log. It's an amazing feat for a 360 camera because it feels more like a professional camera now and not so much an action cam. You get dual 1.9 apertures on both cameras, so it's great for low light. You also get an internal 128 gigabytes of storage. Usable, you get about 105 just due to the camera stuff that takes up some of that space. So you get internal storage on this camera. So if you leave a memory card at home, you don't have to worry about not being able to capture anything today, which I have dealt with so many times. I have gone to Best Buy so many times on shoots because I forgot a card. Thankfully, with the Action, I never have to worry about that now. Battery life on this camera is also pretty decent. So it uses the 1950 milliamp from the Osmo lineup. So the Osmo Action 4, the Osmo Action 5, those batteries will all fit in this camera as well, and vice versa. You get about 100 minutes of footage, which is insane on one battery. I got the Action, or the Pro Adventure combo. I forget which combo. I think I got the Adventure combo. I'll put it right here, right there, somewhere. That comes with 3 batteries and the charging case, which is right here. So I really have yet to worry about footage, or worry about not having a battery. So another thing I love about this camera, it pairs wirelessly and effortlessly with the DJI mic system. So the DJI mic 2s, the 3s, and the mini all work without any flaw right up to the camera without using that receiver. This is the mic test with the DJI mic 2 and the DJI Osmo 360. Yeah. Hello. Sweet, it's working. So stick around, I'm sure there's gonna be some more content that I have coming out with the DJI Osmo as I use it more and just see what kind of trouble I can get into with it. Thanks for hanging. Give me a like, comment, subscribe, you know how the deal. Peace.